From the treasure trove of the Jataka tales, stories of the Buddha's past lives, there is one quiet yet powerful legend: the Monkey King, also known as Mahakapi Jataka. This is not just a tale about monkeys. It is an eternal lesson on sacrifice, compassion, and what true leadership means. Today, I invite you to step into this journey, where a Monkey King taught the world. Leadership is not about sitting on a throne, but about being willing to fall, so others may rise. Long ago, deep in the ancient forests where the Ganges River curved like a silver ribbon, there lived a great tribe of monkeys, led by their mighty king, Mahakapi. He was not only strong, but wise and kind. His body was large, his golden fur gleamed in the sun. But what made his people love him was not his strength. It was his vast, generous heart. Under the shade of an old mango tree, heavy with sweet fruits, Mahakapi ruled this small kingdom. The young monkeys played freely, never knowing hunger. The old ones were cared for with respect, because their king taught them. These fruits of the forest are not only for the strong, but for the weak too. The river flows for all, rich or poor, high or low. And I, as your leader, must be like this river, giving without choosing. Every day, Mahakapi climbed the tallest tree himself to check the ripening fruits. He led his tribe to gather and share them equally. No one in the troop was ever left behind. But beneath this peaceful life, danger was quietly creeping closer. For the Ganges River, which gave life to the jungle, was also a path, bringing not only humans but their greed deep into the heart of the forest. One day, traders from the grand city of Varanasi happened to spot the mango tree, its branches heavy with bright golden red fruit hanging over the riverbank. The news traveled fast to the king of men. There is a mango tree from heaven itself. Its fruits are as big as water jars, sweeter than honey. And so the human king, a ruler who sat on a glittering throne but whose heart was heavy with greed, set his sights on the kingdom of Mahakapi. Inside the grand palace of Varanasi, the worldly king, a man who had never known the meaning of enough, heard whispers of the mythical mango tree. Sleep escaped him. Only one thought echoed in his mind. If that tree were mine, I would have sweet mangoes all year round, sweeter than any king in all of India. And so he ordered his army to set sail, rowing up the sacred Ganges. They brought with them bows, arrows, swords, and a cold command: slaughter the monkeys. Seize that mango tree for your king. That very night, as the silver moon cast its light over the jungle, Mahakapi, with the sharp intuition of a true leader, sensed that danger was near. From the tallest treetop, he spotted the red glow of hundreds of human torches, flickering as they sliced through the river's dark waters. Peril had arrived. Mahakapi summoned his tribe. Hundreds of young and old monkeys gathered, their wide eyes filled with fear. They had never seen their great king stand silent for so long. Then, his deep, steady voice rose through the jungle. Men come not to share our fruit. They come driven by greed. But you, my children, your lives are precious. Let them take the tree if they must, but your lives must not be wasted. His sharp gaze swept across the river, landing on the distant trees reaching out like desperate hands. An idea sparked in his mind. If I can build a bridge, my people can escape to the other side. But the trees were too far apart. The gap between the banks was deep, a deadly chasm that no ordinary monkey could cross. No one, except him. Only his mighty body, the largest and strongest in the tribe, could span that distance, and Mahakapi made his choice, without hesitation, without fear. He tied strong vines around his waist, anchoring them to a sturdy tree. Then, With a mighty leap unlike anything his tribe had ever witnessed, he hurled himself through the air, stretching his body across the deadly gap. His back now became a living bridge. His voice thundered through the jungle. "Quickly! One by one, cross over me and save yourselves!" The young monkeys trembled. Mothers clutched their babies. The old leaned on the strong. One by one, they stepped onto the king's back, crossing over his straining, trembling body toward safety. And he, their king, lay there, spine stretched to its limit, bones screaming under the weight, yet his eyes never left his people. He whispered to himself, "As long as they live, I have not died." The human king's army reached the riverbank, bows drawn, ready to strike down the monkeys. But before their eyes, an astonishing sight unfolded. A giant monkey, his body stretched like a living bridge, his back bowed under the weight, allowing his entire tribe to cross over him to safety. Tiny, trembling monkeys, fragile, helpless creatures, stepped gingerly across his straining body, fleeing death toward life on the far bank. The king of men stood there, bow in hand. But his heart suddenly faltered. His eyes locked on Mahakapi, the monkey king, sweat pouring from his brow like rain, blood seeping from his torn back, yet his gaze stayed fixed on every little one making it across. No word of anger, no look of hatred, only resolve, only love. The human king lowered his bow, his voice thick with emotion as he turned to his minister. "Do you see this? This is what a true king looks like, one who sacrifices himself so his people may live. And I came here to steal fruit, to kill, to call that conquest." At that moment, Mahakapi, seeing that the last of his tribe had crossed safely, let out a soft breath and collapsed. The living bridge had fulfilled its sacred purpose. The king hurriedly stepped off his boat, wading across the river to where Mahakapi lay, barely breathing. He knelt down, cradling the Monkey King's head, tears streaming down his face. "Why did you do this? You could have escaped on your own. Why sacrifice yourself?" Mahakapi opened his eyes, his voice weak but clear, like a bell ringing through the ancient forest. "Because I am a king, a true leader, doesn't run first, a real ruler, lives for his people, and if needed, dies for them. If I live, while my tribe dies, what meaning does my life have?" With those final words, Mahakapi closed his eyes and breathed his last. The jungle fell silent. Soldiers and king alike bowed their heads in sorrow. In that moment, human hearts awoke. The king issued a decree. From that day forward, no one would be allowed to cut down the sacred mango tree. The monkeys would be protected as citizens of the kingdom. And he had a stone monument erected in the heart of the forest, carved with these words: "A true king doesn't sit high upon a throne, but lies among his people, his body the bridge by which the weak cross safely through danger." The story ends here, but its echo lives on. True leadership is the courage to sacrifice, to use wisdom to protect, and compassion to lead. Real strength is not in power, but in kindness and the willingness to endure for the sake of others. If this story touched your heart, help Stay Inspired 86 spread more moving Buddhist tales. Hit subscribe and join us, so these timeless values can continue to shine.